Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Morg Zero. I am currently GMing this game on Zalkari's channels. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And you know what is great for a migraine after a long day of work? Construction sounds. But that's neither here nor there, because we are at a party. Who would like to fill us in on the events of last session?
Well, Bobo did the most amazing miming trick and then immediately regret doing it.
I had a crisis of faith, and now I don't know what I am anymore.
He's having a midlife crisis on the other end of the party, and we're all kind of like looking over at his perfect moment to see him throw trance powder at people. Tetsuo?
I was having a really nice conversation with a woman, and then her dad came by and got the wrong idea.
Yes, the
so classic Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I was able to get fine. I did well. What are you talking about?
I tried to impress said dad. Didn't go great, didn't go bad. And now we're here with our good friend Songbird. In a conversation with a blind woman, I presume. I am getting
blind
school.
Yeah,
she could be magical. Yeah, she could be magical. She probably can see. Just messing with us.
I mean, you know how those blind people are. They have blind sight.
Yeah. You ever watch Daredevil? That's what they do.
Yep. It's totally natural.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if we're taking the piss out of it, but I thought that Daredevil's blind sight stuff looked really damn impressive. I thought it was a really cool cut.
No, it was. It was a great special effect. For a lot of stuff. They did a good job with it. They didn't do a good job with the rest of the movie, but we won't really go all that shit.
Yeah, neither here nor there. Problem with most superhero movies these days is it doesn't have a soundtrack by Rob Zombie.
Ugh. You're a soundtrack by Rob Zombie.
Dig the ditches and bird, the butchers and boy, I'm in the back of what? Dude, when he said "slam in the back of my Dragula," I felt that.
Fuck you, Rob Zombie is cool. Anyway, where last we left off, yes, Songbird. You had been approached by a tall woman with auburn hair, kind of hanging on the arm of, what's his name again? Yes, Lord Andreas Penderin.
Right. Yep.
And she had addressed you. And how did you respond? She addressed you with a name that you know Dominic's addresses you by.
Yeah, which was super weird. I think I gave my reaction. I can't remember it now. I'll have to reapproach it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she seems so obviously Songbird kind of has that like stops in motion type of pause. You know, maybe she was like eyeing some food or something on like the catering tables, and because it was like a kind of a not necessarily a meeting of the eyes conversation, and then she says that, and she like stops from like reaching out to grab some sort of like hors d'oeuvre or something. Maybe like passes a slow glance over to Clyra, and then looks back to this woman hanging around the arm of what's his face, and she just says like, well, hi. Do we know each other? You don't seem familiar.
Oh yes, that is you. I recognize that voice anywhere. But why the hesitation, darling? Surely you recognize your friend Kylie.
Friend Kylie?
Oh, darling, you're at a party. It's not the time to get cold feet. Has it really been that long? It feels like it's only been a month or so since last we had a chance to speak. down at the docks at that little stage play?
Oh, well, yes. I mean, I mean, time passes so weird around here. You know how things go. Turn around and years have passed, and it was in the blink of an eye, and I just been very busy working on new investments and business opportunities and partnerships, and I'm sorry, Kylie. I apologize for being so inconsiderate. It's good to see you again.
And likewise, darling, likewise. Love, would you mind leaving us alone for a little while? I'd like to talk to my friend for a bit. And Andres Pendrin kind of looks you. He gives you a look. He's trying to figure you out a little bit because he's never seen you.
Okay.
And is there anything particular about you he would take note of? Do you think?
It's kind of hard to say because as I loosely mentioned, sorry, at the start of last session, she's not her apparel is, and her general look, not just her clothing, is all right, but it's not particularly great. She's basically wearing the same stuff she would when she's on the corner for indulging her vice. So she basically looks like Clara's escort, essentially. She does have.
Clara is.
Sorry.
Yes, Clara is still there with you, still in that like half a size too large dress.
Right. So I mean that would probably be one thing. Like she kind of looks passable for a gala, but she definitely looks, cheap. Any other special? Affordable. No, her lifestyle is not very high and whatnot. She's definitely cheap. Outside of that, anything in particular? Hint of nervousness, fish out of water sense to her. Kind of having a hard time getting used to such a upper class gala. I don't think there'd be too much, unless you have something more in mind.
No, noteworthiness is noteworthy in its own right, I think. But he gives you like one more sort of nod as he like holds his arm out and like kind of transfers Kylie over to you. It's like he reaches out, like take your hand, try to hold on to get her bearings. It seems like.
Right. She doesn't protest or anyway. Make sure that Kylie has a firm orientation to herself.
He like nods his head slightly there and like turns and heads back off into the crowd to mingle. You do notice there are two very well dressed and very large and imposing men standing about 10 paces away that move with him as he goes. One kind of moves a bit slower, keeping an eye on you now, or perhaps more appropriately, you kind of figure Kylie.
She kind of like leans in with a bit of a whisper. What are you doing here?
I have to keep up appearances with my bow, little songbird. But more importantly, she like turns her head in the direction of Clara. Who's your friend now? I don't think we've met.
Oh, she's she kind of like doesn't really like do like introductions properly at the moment. She's just kind of still kind of keeping a whisper. She's just like, well, I was hoping to help her business and get all these people with thick pockets to pour some of their wealth to her. She's been very helpful to the cause of the council, and I wanted to reciprocate and show her a high life for a bit.
I see. Well then, Miss Clyra, I would ask you to leave me and my old friend alone for a little while. Perhaps you should go and mingle with the crowd for your business. Clara's very clearly kind of put off by this. Like, who is this woman who just come in, wrapped her arm around you, and is now like telling her, "Hey, go away, shoo."
Yeah, like Sunbird's kind of like there's like a moment of like panicky when she's just like, "Oh, well," and she like looks over the Clyra like apologetically. It's like, we just, it's unexpected to run into a friend that we need to catch up real quick. Just I think those two over there might be able to help you, and then I'll be with you soon. I'm not abandoning you, Clyra.
All right. When you're done, come find me. I think I'm gonna find someone to talk to. Maybe hit up the refreshment line.
Okay.
She shoots Kylie another curious look before stepping away herself. Quite the friend you have there, little moon pie.
Yes, she's surprisingly interesting, and like I said, really helpful to the council. She might help us get like recruits and information. She's connected in a lot of ways.
Good. Well, that'll help you and the rest of your council expertly. But like she starts trying to pull you in a direction as she continues to talk. But I'm more interested in how you have been doing. We haven't had a chance to talk again since that little play at the docks. I take it that man was dealt with appropriately.
Yes, I had one of the other members, and they helped resolve the issue and make sure he wasn't on Viper's trail anymore. So I think everything's been handled quite well without any unnecessary things like bloodshed and attention from the wardens.
Hopefully they can stay that way for you, little songbird, but I'll be very careful. Just for the simple fact that he is still alive.
Oh, I know. I don't like him, and he probably is better dead. But the thing is, like, I mean, at the play was not really a good time for it, and I mean, this person is kind of reclusive, and as much as I would probably go and make sure he's dealt with, she stammers a little bit. I don't really know like what he has prepared. Like he knows what we are, and I don't know if I can simply just sick Viper on him without giving him what he wants.
Well, that is your nature, though. You have a bit more of a gentle hand in these things. I'm not surprised. Though, I am curious. You've talked a lot about Viper lately, but she seems distant right now. Quiet.
Oh, we've just had an argument a week or so ago, and we haven't really just needed time to cool off from each other. So I've been just left with the reins, taking things into my own hands and I mean, I've been actually surprisingly better at it than I thought. We actually accomplished quite a bit the other day when on something that I can't really talk about, but when we did a thing, we did it well. But I think she'll return soon. I mean, she can't stay mad at me forever.
And before that, though, how has she been? And she continued to, like, pull you along, walk with you, and you kind of notice that her footing is a lot more sure and a lot more quick than, not by much, but noticeably so, than someone who isn't able to see ought to be.
Okay. We'll recognize that, but she takes no action at the moment. Maybe because she's seen weirder things from her before, so it's like not really out of the line of normality.
Okay, so Songbird is pretty unfamiliar with Dominic's as a person. Then I take it.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they probably have frequent. Maybe okay. English is difficult some days. I'd imagine that, especially in the beginning when she first got Viper, their interactions were very regular, day to day. They might have even shared like a crummy living space for a little bit while she was getting used to it. Then as the days went on and she became more independent and more coping with Viper and getting used to being, us instead of just her, or them instead of just her, that she started to be able to go back out on her own and have like a life and a living, and then eventually came to the council and had that purpose and so forth and so on. And then the distance between visits and talks started to grow a little bit, but I don't think it ever got further than like once every few weeks is probably still the longest that they've gone. Like I'd imagine it's still pretty regular because again, that she's full like friend contact. So I think they do have a fairly solid friendship.
Yes. And you would also know, like, the questions she begins to start asking you about Viper, how she's doing, how the connection is, what it continues to feel like. These are things she has asked you before. It's not every one of these meetings, but fairly commonly at your little get-togethers.
Yeah, Viper is probably a big part of the conversation. If it's not Viper that's having the conversation in past meeting talks. So some of this she's used to, but she's still trying to like. I mean, it's still how this particular interaction at a party has happened, pushing off Clara, and now because I think this is the first time like maybe this is the big reveal of Dominic's actually like showing that she's a rich girl of some type. So Songbird's still kind of like recoiling from that. So a lot of it's just like normal questions are coming out and she's just kind of like relatively short answering them.
Okay.
But then she probably does come around to eventually to like, well, you don't think that because we had an argument that will cause some sort of major problem? I mean, I'm not gonna fall apart or something, am I?
Dominic's just a little quiet. I do not know, little moon pie. I'm afraid I don't know. I don't believe so. Nothing that you've told me before now. Nothing that I'm seeing when I look at you now would tell me or make me think that you are going to lose her. It is simply a spat between the two of you. But I don't know.
Well, I think it's just it can't be anything too serious. I'm pretty sure it's fine. I mean, everyone eventually disagrees with themselves at some point. I think it'll be all right. I'm sure we'll talk again. Me and her. I'm sure we'll chat soon. I hope.
Yes.
Once all this is done and you know maybe I get all the things we're here for.
Yes, I suppose that it would be a good time then once you're able to sit down for a moment. You can pick up Songbird. There's something she isn't letting on to you right now. She's holding something back in terms of information.
Um.
It's not going to be forthcoming. A roll will need to be made if you want to try and get the information out of her.
Well, we'll see how it goes, and then I'll call it if I need to. But she looks around the room as she's being kind of led further away. You never told me you were this well off. So you're a noble?
Oh no, not at all, little Songbird. I simply have the right connections in the right places. Close enough to get me to a man that has connections like him.
You sound a lot like how I say when I'm going out to work.
In a manner of speaking, yes, you could call this that.
Oh, well, that's all right. I mean, congratulations. I guess you found very wealthy customers. It must be nice. You look like your clothing looks amazing. You look pretty.
Oh, thank you, darling, but customer is quite the wrong word for it.
Oh, what? Slave? Investor? Tool?
Starter?
Yes, that would work nicely. Tool.
Oh. Oh my.
Little means by which to get a little bit of what I need and what I want.
Oh. Do you know of any other good tools around? I could use a good tool.
The nobility is full of them, but you'll have to find how you'll get to them, I'm afraid. I don't know, and, well, I am afraid, my darling, I simply cannot make recommendations or push too much.
But why not? We're friends. You can help me find a good tool.
Little Moon Pie, if I try to overplay my hand like that, it might tip him off that something isn't quite what he thinks it is. Not entirely wrong, just not quite that. And I'm afraid that, well, she kind of runs a hand over your dress and whatnot. The man on the caliber of Sir Pendrin simply wouldn't be seen with a girl like you. Not yet, anyway.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't aiming that high. I would have been fine with this, a tier or so below him. I mean, that would have been fine, but okay, that's fine. I understand.
She smiles at you. I'll see what I can do all the same, little moon pie, but no promises are made.
Well,
Now,
with Viper, just remember I can mostly be whatever they want me to be. Once me and her, cooperate again.
you absolute gem. But tell me, what are you doing here now? I've asked you so many questions and haven't really asked you about yourself.
Well, we're doing what the council does and trying to spread our wings and get matters that will benefit us happening in this gala we were invited to, and we decided to make the most of it. And that's, like I said, we're trying to get connections and maybe find things that these people might know of, like artifacts or something. Leads, connections. Then there's all the personal stuff. I mean, like I said, getting Clyra some help for her business, making her more influential in the docks would be nice.
Indeed. Indeed, it would. A lot of stuff has been happening there from what I've sensed, what I've seen and heard.
Oh,
You've been quite busy, I would guess.
see in her? What do you mean? What do you?
Seen and heard.
Oh, seen and heard.
Yes, sorry.
She's a go-getter, ambitious. She doesn't really take gruff from people. It's refreshing.
Good for women in her position. Quite good. But it doesn't quite answer my question. You and your friends have been busy around the docks.
Yes, it's a good place to recruit.
And a good place to let dogs fight each other.
Songbird smiles knowingly. Did you hear of that then, I take it?
Oh, the entire dock knows about it, darling. Now, granted, not everyone has put the pieces together, but I like to think that I can. Well, after a bit of asking around.
Well, that was my first real try at handling things myself without Viper. And as you see, it worked out really well. I did really good. Even I didn't though I didn't have the claws and the anger and the thirst for violence, I still managed to I still managed to do what needed to be done.
Quite. And did it quite well, as well, I would say. But I do have to wonder. Dear Songbird, what did you do about the body?
Which one?
There's only one body there that matters.
Oh, I am well, I think we ended up having to just leave it. The crows showed up, and we had to, or not the crows, but the 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 actual
Quite.
crows, and we couldn't stay very long.
Dangerous little game there. Not taking care of that.
I mean,
Surely you should know better.
well, I mean, I wanted to do a lot of things, but we had to prioritize. I don't think it'll be too bad. I mean, he's dead, right? Dead. DD.
She smiles at you, unsure if you're playing a game, you're being coy, or if you somehow really don't know. Like, she's fairly certain it can't be the last one there, but
Well, she'd be quite surprised then that Sombra's being pretty naive right now.
I see. And I think I'm going to just kind of assume that that in itself comes out very plainly on Song. It's hard to it seems like a hard thing for Songbird to do, to feign ignorance. It seems like it'd be a very genuine sort of emotion for her.
Sure.
Well, am I correct or am I wrong? Or
Yeah, that'd be about right. Yeah.
yeah. And essentially, I'll try something here real fast. Essentially, over time and over the moments, the smile fades. Oh my dear. Darling, you don't know.
What? No, what?
Darling. Surely. Have you ever given thoughts to where ghosts come from?
Oh. Well, I was assuming and hoping the wardens would deal with that before it got loose.
A dangerous assumption to have made, little songbird, and I'm afraid it was a wrong one in this particular case.
Oh no. Oh, so he's out now. He's roaming about.
From what I have gathered, yes, he's keeping his distance from his gang for the time being, but he very much is.
Oh dear. Well, well, I think that I'll oh boy, I'll try to I'll let the others know. We'll try to make sure we can deal with that soon. Maybe I can get Viper to deal with that one. That's more up her alley.
I hope so, darling. He's been talking with people, making friends and dangerous places. She sort of turns her head and looks back in the direction of Andreas. As she says that.
At who?
Sir Andreas Penderin.
Oh,
I pronounced his name like 3 different ways in this time.
yeah.
I need to work on that.
Oh.
Andreas.
Yeah, Songbird has that like surprise Pikachu face, like her hand comes up to her mouth with that expression. Oh no, wait, wow, why? She just like stumbles through like incomplete questions.
Questions for another time, I'm afraid, my dear. I'm not able to share how much. Not here, anyway.
Okay. Wow, that's not good news, but I'm glad you told me. Well, yeah, I'll try to figure something out.
Good to hear, darling. Now, could you be a dear and help me back to him now? I'm afraid my eyes. I'm afraid my eyes, and she like motions towards them with a smile on her face, knowing smile.
Right. Yes. Oh no, of course. And she'll like lead her forward, and as she does though, she starts looking through the gala through the ghost field and see if he is around now.
Good. Yes. Yeah. Give me. Oops, wrong button. Give me. Well, obviously, this is an attune roll. Obviously.
Obviously. Obviously.
Risky. No. Maybe we'll look here. Yeah, no. Desperate standard.
All right. I will push for a die. Actually, do you have a bargain first?
Ooh, that's a good question, actually. Do I have a bargain for this? Yes. Yes, you'll be noticed, but by not by any of the known partygoers.
Noticed in what way?
You'll be noticed, but you. That's a good question. How to describe this?
Because there's a lot of context that she could be noticed, air quotes, by.
You're correct on that. It'll know that you were looking right. It'll have like the sense of eyes having been on it.
No, I'll push for effect or push for die.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't need it.
Very cool. Let's have a look at that roll there. Ah, very nice. Yes. So this room is awash. So let me ask you. Let me refresh my memory here. What was it you were looking for? You were looking for him specifically?
Generally, yeah, him, a trace of him, maybe other weird stuff, but that's very peripheral to her main goal. It's more of is Corin. Yeah, Corin here. No, wait, that's the yeah, that's the Bill Hook, right? Yeah, Corin's here.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
1 second here. Yeah, no, he is not here.
Okay.
Corin is not present. However, this party is awash with people that are I like traces and tingles of the supernatural upon them.
Okay.
Nearly everyone from the list I gave in the previous session has like this lingering essence of either the ghost field or something else attached to them.
Right. Okay. Um, I kind of want to like pry a little more, but I'm not sure what I want to ask with this.
You guys want to talk about it once you start for a moment then?
Yeah, I'll think about it for a moment. Let's just check in. Oh,
So, talking about who?
Yeah. But while he's giving that some thought, maybe then we can cut over to someone else. What are the rest of you doing?
Can I reveal something that I wanted to do last session? Last session, I said I had a plan.
Okay, what is that? What is your plan there?
Last session, I told one of the servants that I'm expecting 2 more guests.
Ah,
And
yes.
I told them specifically, if they say they're with the council, let them in.
Yes. So, yeah, where would you like to cut? Where would you like these guests to first have their arrival be? Their arrival show up at?
They're all right through wagon through the front gate.
Really now?
And here's why. I invited 2 of my contacts. I invited Brill and Nerix, my prostitute and drug dealer. They're the best people for the party.
That's an interesting sort of.
We'll see in a minute.
Yep.
Do you want to summarize? Invited them. I pretty much sat them both down and say, "Hey, I need information on the elite. So I'm gonna invite you to this party. You can mingle amongst them and see if you can get some clients or whatever you call it. But the deal is, if they get coin, they can keep the coin. I just want information on who their clients are from this party."
I see. Okay, this is a.
If they get caught, they're supposed to pretend they don't know me.
This sounds like a flashback sort of event, and it's already described fairly well, but I think there's still a role that needs to be made here.
Yes.
Let me have a look at the appropriate sheets.
All my contacts in a game. Well, I haven't used Harker yet, but we're gonna.
I'm gonna say 1 stress. It would take you a good bit of time and sort of maneuver and get these people. Yeah. One stress. Take your time maneuvering to get these people into the right place and to even be able to talk with them about this.
I already ticked it up.
Yep.
Thought it was my other character on our Friday night games. Tune in for that. He has 1 stress away from traumaing out.
Friday night game.
My Mushu is like 1 stress away from traumaing out. When you said 1 stress, I'm like, oh god.
Wow! I'm surprised you remembered that. That's kind of impressive, actually.
I have a good memory about my character sheets a little bit.
Damn. That's actually kind of shocking. But yes, you are correct. So, that stress is taken. We've described the scene. What kind of role would you say that this was? Sounds...
Sort?
Yes, absolutely.
Alright. What's my position and effect?
Risky standard.
Oh. And... oh god, I already know what Adele's bargain's gonna be.
Oh, why don't you tell me?
They're gonna rat me out if I. Am I guessing that right? They get caught.
I like that as a devil's bargain. You want to offer that to yourself? Be my guest.
Oh god.
Just remember, you're the one who came up with it.
True.
Yeah, so no complaining when you roll a 3.
Will not take this bargain. I need information and keep my credibility.
Yeah, you do have gambits.
Oh, how many games do we have?
1.
Oh, this is not important enough for a gambit.
Isn't it, though?
I mean, to get blackmail on an elitist. You figure out who's a drug addict and who likes prostitutes.
That's pretty good blackmail.
It is. Excuse me.
God, I can't push myself because I'm too away from traumaing out.
Take a trauma. Make it interesting.
Listen. Wait. What happens if you trauma out?
You have not.
What happens if I trauma out?
You pick up a trauma, your stress resets, and you are temporarily unavailable in scene. TLDR.
Yes.
Damn it! I need to do the Amelia thing.
But it adds a new fun trait to your character you can play off of.
Yeah.
This is not the time or the place for such a thing. This is a big
It's
score.
always the time and place.
Remember,
Listen,
by my own rules, whenever you trauma, you get an instant free experience.
oof.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Oates, who wants to blackmail on the elitists? Let me use this gambit. Wait, do I get a gambit if I pass this? This is risky.
You can't.
Only if you didn't spend the gambit.
Damn it. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not taking either. I'm not taking the devil's bargain or this. It's gonna go.
You're not taking the devil's bargain. You're not taking the gambit. You're
Damn
gonna...
it! Damn it!
Hey.
Don't do it.
Risk taking is good. That's part of the game.
Good try. But yeah, no, you have failed, and I'm going to start a... I'm going to start a clock here.
Damn it, the clocks. They're gonna be late.
This clock is going to be...
Oh, it's a 4 o'clock. Worst kind. The worst, best one. It depends on which one it is. This one's a good 4 o'clock right
This
here.
one called Nyrix Annoyed.
Oh no.
Damn
Constant
it.
pestering of Nyrix will cause her to seek out a means of getting rid of you.
Getting rid of me?
Yes.
I don't bug her that much.
Not yet you don't, but there is one tick in this now.
Ah, shit.
You can resist it.
What happens if it gets fully annoyed? Will she come on like a rival? That's what it means?
She'll become a rival, and some other factors will happen, I believe, yes.
Okay, so is this for just the party, or is this just...
This is not for just the party. You can't...
it's just me just talking to her in general.
Yes. Now, I will say, if you can... again, you can work on these clocks in order to count them... remove them as well. That is totally a thing that is within your power as players to do. It isn't just, hey, there's a clock now. I have to deal with that when it ticks up. It's not a countdown timer. It's an ongoing element.
Damn it, can I resist this with coin? I have coin.
That's a thought.
These people like money, that's why I said they could keep their coin. I just want the information.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what.
Spending all my stash in a minute, watch. A problem paid
Uh,
away. EA standards. Out of that one, aren't you?
Yeah, this is a tricky one, actually. Trying to think about how to implement this. I don't think resisting with coin is the best idea.
Don't worry. You know what? I owe too many favors as it is, so let's add one more.
You
So
know
we're-
what? Here's a thought. If you want to spend one coin on this, I think this makes a certain degree of fictional sense.
I'm hiring them to do a job.
You can roll another dice.
They're rolling our dice. Ooh.
Yes. It's a bit of fudging of the rules here, but if you want to spend the coin, I'll say you can slash roll 1d6 and count that as a part of your previous roll.
Ooh. Okay. And
that will change how things have kind of moved from here.
if I resist this roll, does this remove the clock and let the plan go back to normal, or does this mean I gotta reroll?
If you got a 6, if you spent the coin and got a 6, the clock would go away.
Huh? If I resist the clock.
If you resist the clock will not go away, but
Be
that
0.
tick in it will be set to 0. You are correct.
Oh, damn. These people are professionals. It. This is a tough choice already. I'm gonna... Oh, God. Trying to think of ways how I can remove it later on. I guess I'll find that out when I need it.
I'm sorry?
Trying to figure out like what I could do to make this clock go away later.
More rolls.
Probably payer.
Like there.
More rolls, and definitely payer would definitely help you out here.
Alright, we're just gonna roll this clock as it is right now. Hopefully they're professional enough to do what I say a little bit. Willing to take this clock over them not doing it at all. Braille annoyed too, or is he just like, yeah, drugs?
Braille just kind of says that he can't do it. It's Nyrix, specifically, who
She's the only one who's
he's put off by you asking. It's probably because you. It's probably a situation here where you don't pay anything up front, and she's already gone in her head. There's nothing I can get out of it. There's a bunch of nobles. I'm just one prostitute. They have their own dates. What do you expect me to do? Drag them off to some room upstairs? Get real. This is a high-end party, not some thug bonanza.
Nah, they're nobles. I bet they do it.
do it. Come on. We're best friends with a man wearing shoulder pads for a living. Like 24/7. He sleeps with them. He has special shoulder pads when he sleeps.
I'm gonna write that down real fast. Hold on.
Oh my god.
I don't know what this is for.
Carry on.
I hope we like run into fucking what's his name? Maurice Klein later is like, well, folks, time for me to go to bed. I'm wearing my pajamas. He just has shoulder pads on.
Probably, actually.
I look tall in my stature even when I sleep.
Yeah.
His bed facing standing up.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, so it's just Nyrix going to this party.
Well, it's no one going to the party. You failed the roll.
Failed the roll, you sons of
Rip.
bitches. Why are you annoyed?
Because you were bothering her.
Bitches, you bitches. Well, I guess William Theo. My plan was if they showed up and got this information and probably ended up getting kicked out, William and Theo would show up and be like, no, these are my two guests. I don't know who these people are.
Interesting. So it'll be William and Theo, not Emily?
Because my plan was like they show up early on time to the party and mingle and try to figure out who wants drugs and who wants sex. And later, when they eventually get kicked out, because obviously people are gonna be like, "Who the fuck are these people with?" William and Theo will show up, and I'm like, "No, I asked William and Theo to show up late. Talk to Thaddeus Klein, who we hired him from."
I see.
That's my scapegoat in case I got caught.
I see.
See, this plan would have been good if I made a good roll.
It would have been very nice. Unfortunately, it is not how things panned out. One moment, folks. I gotta run away for a quick second here. Something's come up.
That's why you don't trust your contacts. Listen, never use your contacts. They just backstab you every single time.
Something with friends like these.
Yeah, Harker would have done it. Yeah, if he's out of prison, he would have done it. So I have like what 6 favors now that I have to pay off. Each one worse than the last. Is this how you play Blades in the Dark? You just keep saying you're gonna do stuff and never do it.
Kinda,
Yes. You've cracked the code.
Crack the code. I cracked the code. What's everyone else's plan for this part? Because mine fucking blew off my face.
I have created something more than art.
No.
I'm excited to see your art. Isn't your magnum opus?
All right.
No,
Sorry.
definitely not.
Apologies. There, I could not be helped. So, what was it you were saying before I had to step away?
What I was saying?
Yes, you were saying some of your contacts. It was something
Oh, I
that
was making a joke. I was making a joke
Oh.
saying never trust your contacts. They just backstab you and not do what you're asking them to do.
I see. So, who is showing up to the party now? Is it Curls and Kirkman, or is it Emily and someone else? Or...
Oh, Emily's definitely there.
Well, Emily's there.
Yeah, we rode the boat with her. She was the reason why we wanted to bring her to the party.
I don't remember that being brought up.
My reasoning. I pretty much, I'm gonna find a noble. I'm gonna be like, yes, let's try to learn more about him with this magical girl.
Yeah, that works enough. Fair enough. I must have forgotten or something. Now, where has she been this entire time though? Because you and everyone has been kind of busy interacting. Where have you let her wander off to?
Do you have anyone show up? I was trying. Who do we have like to kind of watch her while we fucked off for a quick bit?
You had no one.
Girls, oh god.
Give me a fortune roll. Let me think here. Let me have a look at your character sheet here. Let's see what your roles are. You know what? Give me a fortune roll based on your tune.
Oh god, this ain't good. I knew it. I was having a very good day today, and I knew my rolls were gonna be shit.
Yeah, that isn't the best roll there. Thankfully, however, that does mean she isn't so far off. Where are you on our referencing the ballroom layout plan I have drawn up? Where would you say you are right now? You were previously talking with Klein, correct?
We were just finishing that conversation with Stockholm. This is the last thing I did.
Stockholm?
Stronghold? Yeah,
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, that's it.
Yes. Yes, you were.
Wherever that was, assuming this is the snack table.
It is. The thing about that, and the thing you kind of now currently seeing Clyra having a few servants kind of bother her about, is this isn't a table for you to walk up and take food off of. You essentially make requests from the servants. They come by, they pick it up, and then they carry it to wherever you are sitting, or standing, or wherever. Clyra just walked up and started taking food off of it and putting it in her mouth.
Nice.
Hey, assert dominance.
That's literally what she's doing. A servant walked up to her and started saying something. She just picked up another grape and plopped it in her mouth.
Hey, show the boss. You go. Say we're over here because how Ezreal was doing. He was standing in the corner waiting for people to approach him. Is that correct?
Oh. Wait, who now?
Isn't that what your plan was, Pancake?
Eh,
Ezreal was just standing in the corner waiting for people to approach him.
yeah, and it worked, and I was talking to someone.
My
Yes.
middle school experience.
I don't know. It was me.
Yeah, so you're there, and well, that role actually, I'm afraid I have to alter the circumstances a little bit, because you look around for her and you see her nearby, but kind of huddled down at one of the tables, looking nervously at the this main big. It's not even like a double door, actually. It's just like an opening directly into the hallway. And she's just kind of staring nervously at it.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna run over there as quickly as possible because this is important contact. She just muttering to herself, or she's just like staring like in horror.
Yeah, it's like her hands like clasped into like two fists held up to her mouth. She's just like wide-eyed, staring ahead.
Guys, I hate to be the one to actually use one of our group abilities, but I gotta use Ghost Echoes real quick.
I'm sorry?
No, wait. Which one was it? Which one lets me see through the past?
Yeah, you're talking about the crew ability here.
Yes, the crew ability that we haven't used one of them yet.
You have not. Ghost Echoes, correct?
Is that right? It's a ritual. All crew members gain the ability to see, interact with the ghostly structures, streets, objects, or echoes of the Zesquall that exist in the ghost field. Is that correct? Does this mean I can see ghostly things? Need to be busted.
Yeah, so essentially,
Her whole thing was that she could see through people's past.
that is almost essentially what Ghost Echoes allows you to do. So here's the thing. The ghost field is like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of history, all in the same spot. The city itself has an echo in the ghost field, as the ability describes, and that is essentially every moment of Duskwall history. Every state the city has ever been in, kind of overlapping on top of each other at the same time. Generally, an echo occurs when there is a strong enough kind of emotional resonance. You know the old kind of story about how ghosts can like get trapped in a place if they had like a violent death or a powerful emotion holding them to it or something like that.
Mm.
That is how ghost echoes work. The exception to this is the echo of Dustfall itself, which is always just kind of resonating and glowing and kind of pulsating in the ghost field. Moving on throughout all of time. The city itself is alive in that sort of a sense. Just because it's so charged with so much life energy, essentially.
Right. So pretty much it's like whatever the strongest one is, I'm more likely to find it versus just like moving through whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can like try to filter through them with an appropriate roll, but whatever is like the strongest kind of emotional resonance in a particular area, like let's say there'd been like a big fight in this ballroom at some time in the past, you're more likely to be able to easily access the time period and the state that the ballroom was in when that fight occurred.
I'm guessing what's freaking her out is probably that.
You could always try to have a look.
That's what I just did. I want to use Ghost Echoes to see what it is.
Yeah.
She
No.
specifically said she was. Oh, I can't?
Oh no, you can, but the answer is no. You look in the ghost field, there's nothing particular about that area. It's actually in the middle of the dance floor where you kind of filter out through all the people and you see a bloody body having just been stabbed through the chest by an assassin's dagger.
Kind of like just look at that for a minute and just go back to reality like, need to talk to him about that one. I just turn back to him and be like, what seems to be the matter? I'm gonna talk to Maddie's client about that dead body in a minute.
Yes, so you woke up to Amelie. For reference, since it doesn't get pulled up a whole lot. Amelie.
Yes.
Little blonde-haired Scotlander girl, wide blue eyes. Very bright blue eyes at that. She's staring ahead at the entrance there. Don't you see him?
Afraid not. Who is he?
Maybe he's not there yet, but he is coming.
Oh no. Who was that guy's name again? One noble that hasn't arrived yet?
With that said, a man, very dark kind of suit on his head, large top hats, flanked on either side by one on each side of him. Man-sized machines, armed with a sword and pistol built into their hands. The only other person with him is essentially a herald, and the herald steps forward as the room kind of falls quiet, seeing these holes enter with this man, and the herald announces, presenting his grace and nobleship, Lord Antonio Scello.
Here he is.
Step forward, takes his hat off his head, kind of places it on his chest as Maddie Klein walks up to him, shake his hand. They enthusiastically greets him. Spurlock's brow is low, his eyes are dark, his head is bald, and he's a very pale complexion, very sharp features, as he just stares in Maddie Klein's eyes as Klein does his whole spiel and routine and whatnot, before finally shake his hand, clapping him once on the shoulder, and then backing off to let him go about his business. Spurlock puts his hat back on and essentially marches through the room, the holes close behind him. The room sort of parts as he makes his way over to one of the far tables. Right around here-ish. Where he settles down he settles down to a chair and guards are currently on standby.
I like turn to Amelia and be like, "Is this the man?"
Her face is in her hands, and she's like staring down at the tables, like trying to hide herself as much as possible. I don't know him.
Oh no. I gotta sit down at the table with her and be like, "What does that mean? You seem to know everyone."
I do, and I know him. I don't, though. Why am I scared? I know why I'm scared.
Oh, it's time to pray. It's time to pray. This solves all problems. Trust me, boys. This doesn't cause stress. Yes,
Have you tried
this
to?
Yes.
So.
Word for father. New ability.
Oh!
I'm afraid of Father Centurious. I get a vague vision of conflict. My hand. This is technically a conflict.
Yes, it is.
I can't make an attune roll.
Yes, you do.
That's my position effect. Come on, boys, we gotta pray.
Just position and effect? No, position and effect does. This is a fortune roll. That's what this is.
It's a fortune roll. Okay.
Yes. However, with you having made a note of it, ooh, not bad. With you having made a note of this, I am ticking up a clock.
Ah, shit. Clock going in.
Right up here.
Oh. Yes!
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Is it Centaurus or Centaurus? I realized I might have misspelled that.
Centurious.
A, not O. My apologies.
Just went with the centaur thing. I was like, alright. Like the visual.
Just let. Yeah. Yeah, so 5 and 4 here. Recall that standard effect.
Standard effect?
Yes. So, vague vision of the conflict at hand at standard effect. What would this look like?
Boys, this is what we gotta do. We gotta pray. We gotta pray our problems away.
You see Amelie running down a long hallway. Long, dark. The only light ahead is behind her. And in the light is the looming shadow of a tall man in a hat, whirring with machinery, reaching out, trying to grab her. Before, she's outside, in a place you don't recognize, and she just keeps running.
This ain't good. Yeah.
I think it would be a
I
good
think
time to cut, yes.
I need to make a thunk real quick.
Yes, I think it's a good time to move on to someone else. Who was that a request on your part there, Zal, or were you just kind of
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Call. I was planning on that anyway. T'Challa, Bobo.
I would like to hold on, what's my relevant clocks?
At the moment, I don't think you have any.
Patrons I have to intrigue my patrons, and I have to. That's it, I think.
It is.
To win back the laughing god. Oh wait, no, laughing god's yeah. So I have to intrigue the patrons.
Your influence is high.
You've done well with that so far, but it can
Yeah.
be better.
I would like to. I'm going to grab a small little like side table and I'm going to set it up and start doing card tricks. I'm gonna pull a little thing of cards out of my my jester's outfit out of a random pocket that I have because I have infinite pockets. But I pull it out and I set up the table, and then I start trying to enthrall people with fun card tricks and dice games.
Sounds good, sounds good. You gathered quite a large crowd here at this point with your patrons and whatnot. You call this a sway roll then, or what are you,
I'm playing. Hold on.
You're trying to, like is this roll to... No. Let me read it. Let me read this again. The note I made on this. Yeah, so is this roll to kind of just draw their attention to you, or are you actually trying to start dropping hints? Start dropping hints about the laughing god.
Sure. I want to as I'm playing, I'd like to I'm doing like these card tricks. I'm like, oh yes, here is the king of spades, and then like it goes from being like the like things like the king on the card has like tattoos of like the drowned god or like you know, little small details like that. But then after I do the trick and I pull it out, like the king is like has a big grin on his face, and all those little tiny details are gone. Kind of like a subtle, like a super subtle thing to like plant it in their heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the king of hearts comes out as the church of ecstasy, something like that. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Like they're like, or like, yeah, the king of hearts.
It's
And
like
then I'm playing around with it, and then when I shuffle it in, I'm like, is this your card? And they pull it out, and it's the king of hearts. But now it has like the different design on it.
Nice. I like it.
Mm.
I like it. Yeah, give me a
Finesse.
oh, finesse. Okay. Desperate limited, I'm afraid.
Okay, and so then it becomes turbo desperate, no effect, right?
Wait, what?
Because of I have less effect. Oh, never mind. No, it's just desperate, no effect.
Yeah, no.
And I can't pray.
That's all me, Bordeaux. Let me have a look here again.
I have lesser effect and -1 dice.
I forgot that. Oof. You can mitigate, you can mitigate that.
How?
You have
I'm not talking. If I'm not talking and I'm just doing tricks, would I be able to get around having an icy throat?
Wait. Yes. But that wouldn't stop the less effect.
Okay, but I would keep my 3 dice.
Yes. But you can get
Push
around
for effect.
Hold up. Do that if you want, but you can get around the less effect as well.
What? How?
Look at your item. Yes.
The Spirit Bane charm?
No, the one you just clicked off.
The fine loaded dice trick cards?
Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna use those anyways.
Let me know that. This is a fine item. This is above average quality.
Oh, okay.
You're not just pulling out like a shoddy deck of, hey, I got this at a dock store. It's like, no, these are well made. They are well designed. They are beautiful, artistic even.
I gotcha. They're sick as hell.
Quality, exactly. There's quality to them.
If we were in our...
that would mitigate your less effect today. Perfectly.
Gotcha. Okay, and then I'm going to push for effect to have standard effect.
Yes.
With 0 bonus dice.
Roll.
5.
Perfect. Yes. So here's your consequence. Well, first let me give you a success here.
Mm-hmm.
1 tick, because there are 2 consequences here.
What the fuck?
They
Only
kind of
1
play
tick?
each other. Only 1 tick.
How am I supposed to get 6 other ticks? Holy shit.
Remember, this is much like the clock from the docks. It's not a matter of you getting a full clock. It's a matter of how much can you get away.
I gotcha.
Currently, you have 6 people you have very much intrigued.
Hey, I have a question. Does this place have rafters?
They're way up there, man.
I know.
Way up there.
I know.
You ever been to an auditorium? I know you've been to an auditorium.
Yeah. I'm thinking of what I'm thinking of what my final act is going to be tonight for this party.
Well, if you want someone to do sash dancing, Rayford
no.
Have a stint at the Red Sashes.
No, let me tell you, I'm going out. I have a plan for my final act.
So anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, so your consequences. There are 2 of them, and they kind of play into each other here. The first is lesser effect. That's why you only have 1 ticket. And the reason you have lesser effect is because one of your onlookers has pushed his way to the front of the line and essentially sat down at the table across from you.
Oh my god, this dumbass.
And as you look at him, you are reminded of something that I believe it was not Janissa. Sinesta? Yes, Sinesta Dimmer said to you many moons ago. When you go to that party, be careful about who is watching you. Babo.
Yeah?
Sitting across from you is Nazra Zohavid.
True. This fucking guy. He does not like to smile.
No, he's very dour face. His face is almost falling. His face looks like he's trying to get away from him. He looks like Gaddafi. That's what this man looks like. A very well-dressed, like, silk's turban, very standard Rubian fare. Gaddafi, motherfucker. If anyone in the internet even remembers who that is.
Who?
Gaddafi, look it up. You'll see the man's face is trying to get away from him. Or was trying to get away from him, I should say.
Okay.
And yeah, no, he's staring you down. And if I remember correctly, he knows your background.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, Well,
What do you do? Now remember, these are two separate. These are two separate problems that have come up.
they know me, and
Not that they know you. They approach you because they've seen you. You were making a. There's no way he didn't notice you from a distance. The question is, would he approach, and does his approach cause you to have that limited effect? You can resist either one or both.
so I would like to resist him approaching me.
Sounds good. Give that a roll.
I'll take the. Actually, no. Fuck it. You know what? I want to resist the minor effect.
Sounds good.
Fuck this guy.
Have the roll.
I don't care. Prowess roll. 0 dice.
Prowess now.
Wait, right? Because it's finesse?
Hmm.
Did I miss something?
Prowess tends to resist the consequence from physical strain or injury.
Okay, should I roll
Really, what
something
happened?
else then?
Yeah.
Like insight?
Insight. Yeah, that might be the best thing, and it's same number of dice there too.
I think so. Yeah, so I'll just take the 2 and take.
The trauma.
Yeah, I trauma out.
Yeah. So the last thing we see.
So can
from-
I
I'm sorry.
flashback to?
Possible.
Can I flashback to when I was setting up? Can I flashback to earlier in the score when I was setting up the table?
Yes.
I want to, because I was thinking about it, and I want to very specifically like bring this table like to the second, like up into the rafter. Like, I guess not the rafters, but like the like next floor up. Is there a next floor up that overlooks this main
So again,
ball?
referring to my map, not so much a next floor, but I probably should find a better way of drawing this out.
The rafter. Wait, so hold on. Are the rafters? I'm assuming are actually not like
There's like
No.
a little. No, that wouldn't.
a little edge thing. Yeah. Okay. I want to set
No,
my
it's,
table up.
it's not even. It's not on inside though. It's actually on the. These actually lead up to the outside. These stairs here on either.
Okay, I see.
Go up and
then never
kind of a
mind.
balcony
Never mind.
outside.
I won't flashback then. Never mind. I am going to. Yeah. So I'm gonna resist the effect. How does that give me? Does resisting the effect get me more points on the intriguing of the patrons?
Yes, gives you another dot. Another dot. You're at 7 total.
Very nice. And then I trauma out because I am playing this sick ass card game with my standard effect, and then this guy shows up, and I like. It hits me mentally in a place I'm not used to because I'm like, oh shit, I haven't seen this guy since like before I left for Aruvia.
Is there a particular way that you trauma here, or do you need some time to think about it? Because
No,
I
dude.
have a situation in mind.
I straight up, hold on. Yeah, so I am going to shuffle. I'm going to be shuffling the cards up. This is before I see him, right? So I'm going to be shuffling the cards up. And then I'm going to lay them all out. Like, how many? Hold on. There's the Cult of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. There's the Drowned God. There's
Countless others. There's as many as we can possibly think of.
okay. Then sick. I am going to shuffle the deck up, and I'm going to lay out like king, queen, jack. So I'm gonna lay out 12 cards in front of me in like a fan motion.
Mm-hmm.
And then in one sweeping move, I'm gonna move my hand across the cards, and when I do that, they all flip over, and when they all flip over, it's 12 different like religions from the city. You know, well, not necessarily, right? If you look really close at them, you see that. But for like the casual observer, they just look like the 12 face cards. But for people who are really paying attention, they're the 12. Like there's little trinkets on them, or like, you know, what's the Red Letter Media quote? It's like, you may not have noticed it, but your brain will.
May not have noticed it, but your brain did.
But your brain did. And so there's these 12 face cards, each with a different religion, like each with the different like religious symbols or tattoos like on the face card person. And then I go, and then once I lay them out, I'm going to move to start to do a trick, and then Zoshafid will come up to like they come up to the front of the crowd, and I see them, and then like I immediately, instead of like going into what the trick is supposed to be, I'm gonna go, and now I will make these cards disappear, and then I pass out and fall face first on the table, and then when my head hits the table, the cards are gone.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it. The last thing we then see of Bartholomew is two Aruvian thugs coming up behind you, picking you up underneath your arms, and dragging you away from the table as Nazareth himself also stands up.
Can I
Yep.
hold on?
That.
Can I add? Would it be too far for me to add that as they're dragging me away, like cards are falling out of my pocket, like one at a time, and it's the 12 face cards that disappeared, but now they're all like the Laughing God version ones.
Very nice. Yeah, absolutely perfectly fine. And that is also where we will end tonight's session and pick that up next time around. So, in 1 second here, I want to write down one last thing. Yes, perfect. With that said, what are we all thinking so far? How are we all enjoying this?
We're all
There's
gonna
a bit more
die.
to this. I'm sorry?
We're all gonna die.
It's entirely possible. Isn't entirely.
We partied ourselves to death.
We're gonna end this. I mean, is it really a good party if you don't get a little bit of trauma from it?
It's entirely true.
No.
It's entirely right. And I'm very curious to see, Mr. Bordeaux, what your trauma becomes. So, with that said, let's move on to XP real fast. Starting, of course, with the crew. You advance the agenda of your deity or embody its precepts in action.
Yes.
I would say so. I would honestly say 2 for that.
We are pretty good about
Nice.
that part.
Yeah.
Bobo was very concerned with his
It
His
traumated
business?
me.
and Rayford directly engaged his power of his god in the search for knowledge, which I'm getting the sense that Father Centauri is all about that search for knowledge stuff.
Yes. Full on Zeech over here.
Very nice. You contend with challenges above your current station.
You really
Yes.
interact with the lords.
This
We're
whole
still in the
thing is
middle.
above our current station. Like,
Yes, you were interacting with a lot of rich people.
We're punching a bit above our weight class
Yeah.
here.
we're in like we are a cult with no followers technically.
We have
Accurate.
2, 3.
Well, they're more like hired help.
In
They're
terms
not
of
You're really-
followers, we have
Give
no
them
followers.
drugs, they follow us.
In terms of followers.
I thought for a second Rafer was going to try and bring Amelie to the cult when he's talking about praying, but nah, he just used the ability I forgot about.
She's too stressed out to be susceptible to the cult right now.
That's the best time to be susceptible to a cult.
Listen, I'm trying to help her out first.
I'm not even.
Oh my god! Imagine.
Pray together. We'll pray together next.
Imagine trying to help people before inducting them into the. Do you even cult? That's not how cults work. They don't help people.
That is how cults. Oh Lord!
They say they'll help, and then they take all your money.
It's the same.
Listen, she's not depressed right now. She's stressed. She's like, I'm probably gonna die right now.
Anyways, okay.
Anyway, so how much were you content with challenges above your current station? How often did you do that?
I think overall we probably should just get a pass of 1 just because of our situation.
You think?
I feel like even if we can't like point out
Bobo's
specific
being kidnapped
things,
as we
the
speak.
Scenario. Yeah. I'm being dragged away. I don't know if I'm being kidnapped or if I'm being just tossed out.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not really good for our companion. Oh, someone already took it. Alright.
So, bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
Not yet.
What is our crew's reputation?
Currently cunning and business-like.
What? I thought we were strange. No, that's the other game.
You were
That's the
brutal.
other.
You
We're brutal, but
kind of decided that didn't really.
I
Immediately did a home invasion.
I think we're
we didn't
pretty.
do a home invasion.
I think we've been pretty cunning. Hey, hopefully 12 random strangers are going to pick up my cards. So, the 12 most impressionable
phone numbers in
strangers.
the back of these.
Maybe 12 really gullible people will all happen to simultaneously pick these up and ask questions.
You pick him up, his bow, his business card. It's like, oh my god, he does bar mitzvahs.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Just a birthday party. Depending on the faith. I don't know. We mostly interact with the contacts, and my contacts blew me off like assholes.
Yeah, had you brought up the coin beforehand, perhaps there would have been something to pay them off with beforehand. Perhaps there would have been something there, but unfortunately, I don't think there's any bolstering of the reputation or developing of a new one up to this point.
Yeah, I was hoping they'll get some money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
So, did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
Again, Bobo's card tricks.
I would kind of feel like just the stark difference in approaches we have with the 3 different scenes we had tonight, just like the stark difference in how they approach would kind of demonstrate the essential nature of the crew, if that makes sense. Just like how different all the different facets of the Harrowed Council are from each other.
I can roll with that. That's worth 1, unless you have a second idea in mind, anyone.
Please?
I'm gonna roll with that.
Damn it!
Unfortunate, but acceptable. Unfortunate, yeah. With that said, then let's move on to the first of the players. Then, Mr. Rayford.
Oh god. Oh god. Hold on,
Yeah,
I'm opening my sheet.
Well, there was one desperate roll, but it wasn't from you.
There was 2, wasn't there?
2, yeah, my mistake.
I only did risky, and I failed every single one. I failed the party. Wait a minute, I had desperate. That was last game.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Command. What did I do? Command. Like that was last game. And did I biff it? I beefed it.
I don't even remember why you did the command there.
Oh, you neither. Beefed it. Oh, it was fucking. I was testing Stronghold, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Right. Lord Stronghold.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, no. Moving on, though. So, no desperates. Did you address a challenge with, what was it, deception or influence?
Influence. Trying to get them, the prostitute, to show up count.
Yes.
But it failed, so.
You still addressed the challenge with it.
Hey.
Failure or
Fuckers.
success. You tried.
Tried. That's all. You did a good job. I get the little blue ribbon. You guys get trophies.
Participation award. Yay.
Yes. You tried. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, and your background. Absolutely. I prayed, my boys.
Yes.
We held hands and read our Bible.
Very good. And did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session?
Not yet. It's gonna happen next game, though.
Quite possibly. Skurlock is waiting. Songbird, Viper.
I took 3. I'm a little undecided about the third, but no audacity or cunning challenges. Lots of beliefs, drives, heritage, and background, though, in the conversation with Dominic's. And I kind of tacked 1 for struggling with Vice, because this whole not having Viper around, and now there's like Corin's Ghost is now around. I consider that a complication of not having Viper around. So the overindulgence from way back is coming back again. So I gave myself.
I like it, actually. That's a very clever take. I'll allow it. I will allow it.
So
I like it.
Yeah, that fills my resolve track. So I'll get a new dot and something, and then the rest went back in the playbook. That was for me.
Okay. Get y'all. Accurate. I'm sorry, man. I apologize so much there.
I wish
We're
there
gonna
was
start
something more I
next
could
game.
say.
Start next game.
And then lastly, Bartholomew Bordeaux.
I addressed challenges with I addressed challenges with deception or showmanship. I did that. I played cards. I'm gonna give myself 1 experience point.
Yes.
I did my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm gonna give myself 1 experience point and upgrade my prowess so that I now have a 1 point in skirmish.
Skirmish, really?
Yeah, man.
I would have guessed prowl.
Nah, because we've been doing enough fighting things, and skirmish will make it so that when I spend my entire... I nearly sense upgrading skirmish will make it so that when I spend my entire load, it will actually do something. And now I've said that with my mouth.
Well, it could have been worse. You could have referred to it as blowing your load.
True. God damn it, I'm actually 13. Okay. You express your beliefs, Rich. So I only did that really once because I only did the 1 thing. I struggled with issues from my vice or trauma. I traumaed. You said I get how many?
1.
1 point.
Traumaing only 1. Yes, traumaing out is essentially struggling with it in my book.
I thought you said something like you get 3 experience points.
No, I never have.
Rude. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that covers everything.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, and so with that, and with our friendly neighborhood clown being dragged off somewhere, we end tonight's session. Next week, we will be moving on to part 3 of the greatest party in the world. And we'll see what, in the very beginning, what Ketchal is doing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Zalkari here on Twitch and on YouTube. Watch all of our previous VODs for the Cult of the Harrowed Council on YouTube as well to keep up with things that have been going on, because I have been. And that's what reminded me that the Dimmers had warned you, Bobo, that something would happen if you didn't keep a low profile at the party.
Did they real? Oh, yeah, fair.
Literally, she said, when you go to the party, keep an eye on who watches you. I did not pull that out of my ass, except when I did back then.
Yeah.
Ladies and
Actually
gentlemen,
being a good GM.
imagine, right? This is a new feeling for me. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for watching. Like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Give Zal your bits. Buy him a coffee. We love doing this. We love hanging out here, and we love that he gives us a place from which to have this incredible amount of fun. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you a fantastic night. Oh, Stone and Villainy. This Friday, we'll be finishing up the auction score. If you've been following that, come by and watch it. Now, good night, everyone. Have a great one.